It's
Oh,
classic.
I don't use the word cringe very often, Jack. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. This is Jack, the motherfucking cocker. Jack, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Crap, I just said the F word in the opening. My bad, YouTube. I wasn't trying to lie to you. I just forgot.
To be fair, that is part of my title.
That's true. It's part of his name. Guys, we're going to watch a video. It's been up on the internet for more than a day, so I don't know when it's going to go down, but this one is important. I want to get this out there before it's lost forever, because
it's awesome.
It's awesome in all the wrong ways. In all the wrong ways. Let's start with the fact that she's kind of cute. She's kind of cute.
Her boobs look weird.
That's all right. She's cute and not very bright, which are two things I like in a woman.
Yeah, that's true. This chick totally does butt stuff.
I don't know how well the sound is. Let me know if I need to turn it up, Jack.
I feel like this needs...
Now, is that good? Turn up, down?
No, it's a little loud, but not bad.
All right, we'll turn it down just one.
to be said, and I really wish that more people would connect these two dots. But Black Lives Matter and animal lives matter.
I wish people would connect these two dots. Black Lives Matter and animal lives matter.
I mean, there was a group back in like the 20s that really understood this link. And they had all sorts of things. They had magic users in the form of grand wizards. They had a cyclops. It was a crazy organization, but they said a lot of these same talking points.
Dangerous asked, did she just compare black people to animals? Well, you be the judge.
There's more.
Literally all sentient beings on this planet deserve a life free from fear, free from abuse, free from unjust prosecution.
Do you think she feels that way about cockroaches?
Probably, but unjust prosecution, I'm sorry. That cow went on trial because he's delicious. And she died for my dinner. That's what happened to that cow. She was found guilty of being full flavor.
Sentient being is a very wide-ranging term.
It is. It is. How is she defining sentience?
It includes insects. By their definition, vegan definition, it does include insects. So, like locusts, are those okay? What about lice? Do you think she's all right with that? Pubic lice?
Probably. She's got some scabies or something.
You think she's not gonna prosecute those crabs when she gets them? Thank you so much, Havoc, who says no lives matter. We are all equally worthless. That's quite the nihilistic thing. Okay, we gotta go on with Miss Lauren Rebecca Perez here.
No one, whether it's a human being, especially ones with differently colored skin than yours, and animals who are different creatures than you. If it's not their time to die, they don't deserve to die. So stop killing black people and stop killing animals. Veganism, Black Lives Matter movement, it's all the same fight.
White people, I need you to listen to me. If you're out there barbecuing black people, stop it. That's not okay. I agree with her, you know. If people are out there eating black people for their 4th of July, they shouldn't be doing that, Jack. You shouldn't be barbecuing them.
That's true. Do not burn black people.
This is a very brave statement from me.
It's a bold statement. This is unprecedented in the history of statements. This is how bold this one is.
All of it. And it's important. Each one of them is so individually important. I really hope that people can start to connect the two.
I really hope people can start connecting the two. Eating animals and Black Lives Matter. Oh my God. Sweetie, it's a good thing you're cute.
She ain't that cute.
Really? I think she's real cute.
She's got a cute face, but her boobs look weird.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're also getting a weird view of it as well. I mean, she's probably not wearing a bra, so they're drooping.
Yeah, plus she looks like she's trying to hide her fat gut. That's what I'm
Well-
worried about. We can't see below the titty line.
You and I have different values when it comes to that. I don't mind a little pudge.
Gross.
I know you like them stick like.
It's fine. I mean, it means we're not competing for the same women. You're busy chasing the chubbos, and I'm like, no, fatty.
And it's much easier to chase somebody that's fat. Is that not true?
That's true. That's true. You can often find them grazing at Golden Corral.
Oh fuck! Yeah, this one's not getting monetized.
You started it. You know how this works.
She probably has full bush. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not one of those who's like, I need it all gone, or I need it has to be in a landing strip or something like that. You know, shave my name into it. I don't need that stuff. I'm okay with the way God made us. It still fits in there. You know what I mean? That was fucking stupid.
That was a great way to lead off a show. Let me tell you.
That was vegans are insane, you guys. Not all. Just the ones who decide to be activists about it. How about that? Vegan activists are insane. Is that fair?
Well, yeah, but I think that's sort of like water's wet, sky is blue sort of thing. Indeed,
but you rarely see them get to the point of comparing black people to cows. She literally compared them to cows. And I do want to know which animals are being put on trial. Which are people prosecuting animals and then only killing the ones that did something wrong? We can't eat that one. He hasn't broken the law yet. This is what happens when people use words they don't understand. And when dumb people speak. Because she's pretty and dumb, and somebody out there is taking advantage of that to put it in her butt right now. I guarantee it. So good on you, sir. Or madam. The state of Texas versus cow, right? No one should be prosecuted. She's talking about animals and people at the same time. No one should be prosecuted. No one's prosecuting cows, sweetie.
Well, I think there is a famous incident where a government was after a sort of a prosecution of two animals. It was codenamed Project Get Moose and Squirrel.
Yes. You're not wrong. Virgil says in her defense, Monk Man, I have ate a black woman. Yes, but that is a different kind. It's not like you put barbecue sauce on her and threw her on the grill first. And by the way, don't put your barbecue sauce on before you put it on the grill. You do that right at the end. Just throwing that out there. That's an educational show, Jack.
Yeah. Well, educational is a word. Real quick, thank you, Terry D. Monis on the Streamlabs. Speaking of black people being animals, check out the Quippers United stream I was just on. I proposed a certain zoo that this Lauren chick would love. Also, I'm trying to get Ice Cube to watch the stream, so retweet me to ensure he sees it. Cool. Thanks, Terry.
Jackass, when this lady will get shut down for comparing black people to monkeys. She's apparently getting roasted for this as we speak. People are having a ball with this because... Do you think she even realized what she said, Jack?
Hard to say.
Taking barbecue advice from a guy from Michigan, shaking my head. Wow, that's hurtful. I'm not from Michigan. I'm from Southern California. Thank you. Let's see. So what about animals eating each other? You know, Jack, animals eating each other, I feel like that's a crime that should be prosecuted. You know what else? I was doing my game stream a while ago, Jack, and a storm came through Michigan that there's a branch on my porch right now, a giant one. Holy shit. I had to stop my game stream because it got so bad, and I take off my headphones and I hear the city's tornado alarm go off. I don't think a tornado actually hit. I just think we had that strong of winds.
Oh,
yeah. For about an hour from what is it? Maybe a little over halfway from the top, all the way to like the bottom of Michigan, just had this line of shit come through. You know who I blame? Canadians.
Oh, that went in a different direction.
I always blame Canadians for weather, unless it's good weather, and then it's not their fault because they couldn't do that. Frank, thank you so much. Did you see the 19 times thing? Yeah, I suppose we should get into that. I need to put a tweet on this screen here.
Oh, is it going to be an all black one?
No, because most people didn't follow that stupid shit.
Because it was dumb.
But thank you, Frank, for the donation. And yeah, we'll get into that right now. Might as well jump into it. It's a good time, good a time as any. NYPD shot a 13-year-old boy 19 times. You cannot make this shit up. I cannot justify how fucked up this is. If you still if you still support Blue Lives Matter, fuck you, ACAB. What is ACAB? I'm seeing that all over.
Oh, fuck. I knew what this was earlier.
Anyway, well, it turns out it was made up, Jack.
All cops are bastards.
Oh, there you go. Okay, all cops are bastards. It turns out this story that can't be made up was made up.
Of course it was. It's a fucking dumb story. That'd be headline news all over the country if it happened.
Now, a man was shot 19 times, but he's a 34-year-old man who was standing over a guy who'd been shot.
That he shot?
Well, he was holding a gun.
Well, that awfully looks suspicious. That made no sense, but you get it.
Refused to put it down. I really have no sympathy here. The guy was told by police and the crowd who was watching, because this is all caught on tape. They were told to put the damn gun down. You know what he didn't do?
Put the gun down?
Didn't put the gun down. Thank you, Expo Bahotep. Apparently, there's a protest in my town Saturday while I'm working. Wish me luck. All the best, man. All the best. Yeah. Should we watch that video? It's not real graphic because you can't really see what's going on. Let me find it again. And there's a lot of people who are upset that wait, where oh, I think I found it on the hashtag, didn't I? Not 19 times. Where's 19 times? Damn it. I was just looking at it. Were you going to say something? It sounded like you were going to say something.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just generally confused.
All right. Here is the video. I'm getting pretty good at this producing thing, Jack. Oh, nice. I need to.
Now you won't have to hire anyone.
Yeah, it'd still be easier for me, though. All right, trigger warning.
Figuratively or literally.
Is that the wrong terminology?
No, it's perfect.
I'm going to tell you right now. You see how blurry it looks? That's not me. That's the original video. I can throw it into chat after I'm done here. But it's this blurry, so you don't actually see what happens here.
You know why it's blurry? Portrait mode.
Turn your fucking camera sideways. Good point, Jack. All right, guys. Here we go.
He got it in here. They gonna shoot him, bro. Drop the fucking drop. Drop the
There it is.
They only hit 19 times with that?
Yeah.
Pussies.
4 seconds of pretty much all on. They emptied everything they had. They only hit him 19 times. Crap, where'd that video go? I just had
that. Tells me those guys need to go back to the fucking range. RJ makes a good point. He says, how is a middle-aged man a young teen? Doesn't make any sense. Well, let me explain this. They're using European rules where if you self-identify as a teen, you're instantly a teen.
Well, they lied about it immediately to, drum up hatred for the police.
Of course they did.
And yeah, it turns out. So the police are called and they go to this place. They were called because of a gunshot. They go there and there's a man lying on the ground who's been shot. And there's a man standing over him with a gun. And they tell him to put the damn gun down. And he won't do it. And as you heard in there, even the crowd starts yelling, "Put the gun down!" And they wasted him.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, a guy on the ground could have still been alive. They don't know. And this guy's a risk to everybody around him. They don't know what the situation is. They just walked into and,
Well, I was reading some of the comments there, Jack, and they're like, "This is excessive." Do you know how long that shooting went on for? I actually counted.
About 5 seconds.
It's exactly 4 seconds.
Wow.
From the first shot to the last. And they're like, how could you shoot him 19 times? You're lucky that only 19 hit.
I'm surprised only 19 hit. That's shitty aim.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody behind him got hit.
Danger. Oh, yeah, no shit. Danger said, Joe Biden will be happy to know all 19 shots were to the legs.
Oh, my God. They should have shot him in the hand.
I saw it on a special video one time.
Yeah, I saw it on an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. That means it's totally true. It could totally happen.
Well, there is a video out there of a sniper who there's a guy holding a gun and they shoot the gun out of his hand.
Yeah, that's like a 1 in a million shot made by a marksman.
And you know what? They tell you that in the video, but because that happened once, like, you should have shot his hand. Yeah, so that's what 19 times is if you see it. You don't believe it because I've seen it 2 different ways. They've said it's a 13-year-old boy and it's a 14-year-old boy. It was a 34-year-old man who was standing over a body. I don't know if that guy died. I know that I know the guy with the gun did, but he's standing over a body and has a gun and refuses to drop it. That's the truth of that situation. That was a highly decorated marksman that had made a few miracle shots. Yeah, I mean, look, a fucking marksman exactly was the point of that story. And every video that talks about it that I've seen, they're like, yes, this is not something most people could do.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, X-Bubba Hotep. Today we are sponsored by Landscape Mode. Just like the window you're licking, videos are better horizontal. Thank you.
D-Quaid, man, thank you so much. Who says, Ranting Monkey, you're my favorite cripple. That's very kind of you. I don't know how many cripples you know or watch, but I appreciate the sentiment. It's very nice of him. Apparently all cops have Deadeye. Look, it's very different shooting at a range and shooting when you think you might be shot at.
Yeah, when your adrenaline's going, you're nervous or afraid or just amped up in general. It changes your physical reaction time, your ability to hold the gun steady, to aim. There's a lot of biological things that can go wrong. And, that's why they train. They put them under stress and they train in obstacle courses, that sort of thing. So the average person just doesn't understand how reality works when it comes to firearms.
Grizzly says they only hit him 19 times because the guy was out of focus.
Oh, well, he was in a Bigfoot area, apparently.
Virgil, I know you were agreeing with me, but I just want to reiterate that point, though, that every time I saw it, they're like, this is a trained marksman. They even talk about the police were like, we don't know what to do with this guy because the guy's hand comes out of a window holding the gun and pew, it's just shot right out of his hand. The police, they were at their wits' end with this guy. They were almost to the point of, okay, just take him down. And yeah, that sniper hit it. And they're like, this is a miracle shot. They call it that in every fucking video. But your average person, like, yes, you can do that. It's easy. I could do it right here. Here, give me a gun. I'll shoot your hand. And Jack, I blame movies. I love movies. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They're awesome. I enjoy the escapism, but they are fantasy. When your favorite action star, he calms himself and he jumps up and immediately fires 2 shots and hits the bad guy right where he needs to. Doesn't happen. Likely would have missed both of those shots and ended up shot himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, 19 times. I don't know what range they were at either, Jack. But yeah, it's whew. I just love that one tweet. You can't make this up. Dude, it's literally made up. I mean, wait, what do you mean you can't make it up?
Apparently you can.
Fine motor skills and accuracy go out the window in a high stress situation. I shake. I really do. I start shaking in high stress, Jack.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I shake normally, but yeah, I get real shaky.
Atheist Icon said, "Yeah, right, monkey. I'm John Wick up in this bitch."
Yeah, right. And you're gonna get your ass shot off. Over on the Streamlabs again. Thank you, X Bubba Hotep, who says most people don't know basic trigonometry, and millimeter difference of the muzzle could mean a foot where you hit. Indeed. Or if the bullet travels further, it could be a couple of feet. It's not the fantasy's fault. It's the dumb people who believe the fantasy is reality. You know what, Black Romeo? Exactly. I enjoy watching him and stuff, but we see this with romance too, Jack. People watch a movie like, that's how romance should be. That's fake. Or even reading books. Reading books is the worst because, especially for you women don't read romance novels. That's not real. You're just setting yourself up for a failure. Thanks for going with me on that, Jack.
I had about a dozen women shouldn't read jokes, and none of them seemed appropriate.
No, I really do think that's a problem in our society. And I know there's people who hate when I say in our society. Suck it. In our society, we have a tendency to look at fantasy and want it to be reality or think it's reality, like especially if it's something you haven't been through before. Like with shooting. If you've ever shot a gun, it is not as easy as it looks. Yes, it is easy to point it and pull the trigger. That takes like nothing at all. Pointing it, pulling the trigger, and hitting your target, that actually takes some concentration, especially if you're not trained at it. And if you are trained at it, my friend that I've talked about, the one who let me fire his guns, this is a guy who has won medals for marksmanship with a pistol. And I've seen him miss with a pistol at maybe 20 feet away. Maybe 30. I'm not real good with distance, Jack. I'm really not. It's like, how long was that? Looks like 1.5 miles. Like, Frank, that was 30 feet. Like, oh.
Yeah, 1.5 miles.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Do I look like a geometrist?
Geometrist.
So I think that if more people went through this kind of stuff, they would understand it better. And again, I love the escapism of movies and stuff. It's great when the good guy gets off that awesome shot. When John McClane rips the gun off and gets his 2 shots he needs, right? That's awesome. In real life, he got his ass shot off. He got his ass shot off and his wife killed. Just how it is. Could you pay me to watch Ready Player One? No. We're not going to pay you. Geometrician? No, it's a geometrist. What is it actually? Is that a thing?
I don't think that's a thing at all.
Somebody who studies geometry?
I think you're thinking of a geologist that studies rocks.
Not rocks. It's people who study geometry. They are now a geometrist.
I don't think anybody studies geometry like they're unearthing new forms of geometry we didn't know about under the desert sands.
Gunther Rhett is a geometrist.
Gunther Rhett's a geometrist.
Yes.
I don't think an Amish woman is a geometrist.
Well, yeah, I did say she was Amish. Well, maybe she has to figure out how far the barn has to go sideways.
Well, they won't leave that to a woman. That's men work. It's the Amish. But
she's breaking the traditions.
Oh, so the bishop's gonna get on her because she's a witch.
She's the Norma Ray, or who else is a woman who did some stupid shit we're supposed to care about? The Susan B. Anthony of the Amish world.
What the stupid shit we're supposed to care about?
Oh God.
Gunther Rhett, pioneer in geometristism.
She's a pioneering geometrist.
Well, I hope she discovers a new, previously hitherto unknown form of geometry. A secret equation, if you will.
You know what? Maybe there's some geometry out there that if we knew it, we could get to alien worlds easier. We need geometrists to get in there and figure that shit out.
All right, so we need the Amish to explore space. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
They're gonna hook up their oxen to a rocket and just shoot them in. Oh my god. The Amish are cool, even though their family style a bit. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I don't have anything against the Amish, man. They mostly leave people alone, and I leave them alone. They every time I've had to interact with them, they're very nice people. They're a little what's the word I'm looking for here?
Cultish?
But yeah, there's that. There's some sexism in their world. But they all seem okay with it, so why do I care? Excuse me. Wouldn't it be great to see feminists start picketing Amish farms?
That'd be great. First time an Amish guy backhands one of those feminist bitches.
Just get them out there picketing for equal rights for Gunther Rhett and her friends. Why don't you feminists care about the Amish? No, leave the Amish alone. They're fine people.
Amish lives matter.
Amish lives matter. What the hell? I don't know what this is, but something just popped up on my screen and it's highlighted that says, "Hold on, cock," he reminded himself. I don't know why that's on my screen. I really don't. Thank you, Professor Chaos Monk. Slow down on the media, on the meds, bro. Haha. No, look, man. Look. Gunther Rhett is a wonderful person, and she's the best geometrist out there. At some time, was there a geometrist? There had to have been. Somebody who studied geometry as they were learning it all? That's a no?
Know. I've been told that I'm being ignorant, so I don't know.
I get told that all the time. Are we supposed to pay attention to that?
No, because I don't really give a fuck. Geometry is the study of relationships between points, lines, surfaces, angles, and shapes. So geometry itself is already a study. So a geometrist would be a person who studies the study, like an archaeologist would be, who studies previous cultures. So a geometrist would be somebody that's looking for different types of geometry. That's what I'm saying. That's my argument here. So you're creating a whole new field of research. I think the government should give you a few $1 million to explore this.
Me and Gunther Rhett, we could revolutionize the world.
You may be able to.
I got to get a hold of her. She didn't follow me back, Jack. That hurts.
Yeah, she's not going to because she's not a real person.
She's got 86 followers.
Geometrist is a real word. It's
87.
one who studies geometry, a geometer.
Well, that's not geometrist.
No, this is
geometer.
Something else. This is what they call a real word.
Right.
What you're talking about does not exist.
Frank says, wouldn't it all just be a mathematician? Thank you for the donation. Well, I mean, you have the blanket of I can't believe we're talking about this.
Well, you made it up. You started.
I did make it up, but we're having a genuine discussion over a made-up word.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was a geometrist, not a geometrist.
Yeah.
Geometrist, real word. Geometrist, not. Probably spelled exactly the same, though.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
I know you didn't know that. That's why I'm mocking you.
Yeah, there is no way I actually knew that.
No, there's no way 99% of the world knew that was a thing.
Yeah, if I accidentally hit on a real word, that was, accidental.
Yeah. I'm 90% sure that somebody just created this page while we were talking and made it up. So
I wouldn't be shocked.
Fake
Speaking of shocked, some shocking news in the political world. Not really. Steve King was defeated in the GOP primary in Iowa. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Just took my medicine before the show. It's starting to kick into that yawning phase. Do you know who Steve King is? Steve King is a
Republican. Is he get in trouble for something racist?
a couple of things. And while you can make some arguments or not over it, that's for you. I think he's close enough to a racist that I don't want him associated with any conservatism that I'm a part of. Thank you, Expo Hotep. We would never argue we would never argue over a made-up word. How is Guntherette, by the way? She's very well. Like I said, she's not following me.
She's busy churning the butter and not shaving her legs.
I just want to point out, I did not make up that name. Now, I thought I was making up that name, but it was out there before me. So, you know what I'm finding out, Jack? I'm just not very original. That's going to be good for the show.
Oh, nobody thought Guntherette was a real thing either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was already out there in the ether. Damn, yawning, man. I hate this part. I hate it. State Senator Randy Feenstra defeated incumbent Representative Steve King in Tuesday's Republican primary for the Iowa 4th Congressional District, according to Cook Political Report. Why it matters. This is from Axios, by the way, so consider the source. Why it matters. King's history of racist remarks has made him one of the most controversial politicians in the country and a pariah within the Republican Party. House Republican leadership stripped the nine terms. This bitch has been in the House for 18 years. The 9-term congressman of his committee assignments in 2019 after he questioned in an interview with the New York Times how the term white nationalist, white supremacist, and Western civilization became offensive. Now, he did say that. And that's the one where no matter how you parse anything else he said, it's like, you really don't think that's kind of, I mean, you don't understand how white nationalist and white supremacist became offensive? I feel like that's, pretty self-explanatory.
Bye, Bear.
What's up?
Bear in Exile's leaving. He's mad at me.
See you, Bear. Oh, I'm not on live chat. There we go. Oh. If that's wow. All right. Anyhow, let's see where we at here. The big picture, the Republican establishment coalesced around Feenstra beginning in January when the Republican Main Street Partnership PAC became the first national GOP organization to publicly endorse and financially support him. So basically, they primaried Stephen King because nobody wants to be associated with him because he says really stupid shit. That
he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
And probably a racist.
Yeah, even if he's not a racist, he's obviously a fucking moron. I don't know what's in his heart. I know that he's said some very questionable things, including that. And yeah, I can see them going after him and trying to primary him and be like, you know what? We're not going to let you play any of our reindeer games. But anyhow, I don't particularly care that he was primary. Fuck that guy. When you have the entire mainstream media out there trying to paint your party as racist, and you say something stupid like, I don't know why white nationalist is offensive. I don't know why white supremacist is. When did this shit happen? Homie, you just need to go to the old folks' home. He's old as shit, man. Go to the old folks' home. Stephen King is an anti-Semite. I don't know about that part of him, but I do know the racist stuff has got him in trouble a few times. And that last one, yeah, they stripped him of all responsibility other than going to vote when he's supposed to vote. What else we got on the agenda tonight? I don't really. I don't want to talk about people killed, Jack. This is, I was enjoying the riots.
Yeah, they had totally pussed out today. Like they want to confront the cops, and then when the cops show up in force, the giant mob of people suddenly become all Nancy-fied.
Yeah, it's I have seen a lot of these videos of these fucking morons walking up to either the guard or the military where they're at, or even police, and talking cash shit. Just flapping their fucking, I was going to say a whole bunch of horrible things. Flapping their lips at these cops and how they're so brave talking to these people like that, knowing damn good and well nothing's going to happen to them, which kind of blows the whole narrative. Kind of blows the whole narrative that black people just are being killed in the street every 2 seconds. The cops just can't wait to kill these people because there's some shit there that at least they deserve to be popped in the mouth for. Like, all right, let me take this shit off and we'll go Lethal Weapon style. We'll do Riggs at the end of the original Lethal Weapon. Let's see what happens. These guys are a bunch of fucking assholes pretending they're brave. My favorite is Antifa's not really a group.
Yeah, I've been hearing that one a lot, mostly from people that support Antifa.
Well, yeah, there's a reason they're not a group, and it's done so that they can't be prosecuted as a group.
Yeah.
It's not done because they're not actually in chat rooms together and they're not actually organizing together. They are. They're just not writing down their names for membership so that they can't be caught being criminal shitbags. That doesn't mean the group doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But the best part of it, Jen, I want to bring up the Venn diagram thing. Where'd that one go? Hang on just a moment. Because I love this because it's so true.
Oh, that Venn diagram you found?
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you, Tarkata, for the donation. When you need a laugh, check the video I linked you of people tossing an incendiary back. Will do.
Okay, I can't really make this one bigger. Twitter has this weird thing where you can make Twitter bigger, but not the pictures on it. And I hate that. But I'll read them off. In the top circle, we have Trump's thugs comment demeaning peaceful protesters. His thugs comment. It demeans the peaceful protesters. We tried protesting. We support violence now is the next one down. If you don't directly endorse rioting, then you're a racist. The rioters are actually white supremacists. The rioters are justified like the American Revolution. The revolutionaries were disgusting racist. Antifa does not actually exist. That's a conservative meme. If you criticize Antifa, you must be a fascist. And it's the little Venn diagram here that, it's the left. And, I know how to make pictures bigger and stuff. He thinks I'm a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for here? No, that I'm like a real producer. I'm doing this on the fly, dude. Trying to keep talking as I'm opening up something I remembered I saw. But it is amazing, Antifa doesn't exist. Well, if you're not Antifa, then you must be for fascism. Well, wait, whoa, back up. Didn't you just tell me they don't exist?
Right? And that kind of dichotomy would suggest that there are only two options. And we all know that there are more than two options.
Sure.
If you know what I'm saying. Gender.
There are, and fascism is fluid. I'm fascist fluid.
Fascist fluid. Why does that sound like some brake fluid sponsored by Hitler?
Yeah, right. Nobody is for fascism. Nobody comes out in favor of that any. That shit stopped when we hung Mussolini.
Right? They kicked his head off.
Anyhow.
I put a link in the side chat. This is a video that I think is worth showing if you don't mind. If you've got time.
Let's check her out.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, hang on. All right.
Thank you, Tarkata, for that one. I'm sure I'm butchering your name, but that made me giggle.
Okay, here we go.
Jack Gunsky said fascist fluid is when Hitler jizzes in a cup.
Oh, I heard about this one. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah. Dude just is right on that. Ninja quick.
Here. All right, what you're seeing here, this guy tries to put an incendiary device here, and this guy throws it into his car. It's the same video over and over, guys. It's not like there's several different videos there. Somebody just looped that. That's cool. I'd heard about. I think Satsu was telling us about that on Lords of the Night, but yeah, I hadn't seen that video yet. Did you see the one of the cops pretending to take a knee and then they fired a gas canister at the protesters?
I heard about it. Somebody mentioned it in chat too, but I haven't seen it.
I think it's a bit overblown. We'll show it here. Once again, I should not have to say this. We should not have to say this so many times, Jack. Turn your fucking cameras sideways, you TikTok morons. I hate TikTok, Jack. You know why?
Because it's dumb.
Because it encourages people to turn their cameras straight up and down instead of side to side.
Yep. You're training a generation incorrectly.
You're making morons.
Well,
okay.
You know who owns TikTok?
No.
China.
It makes sense.
Yeah, they're trying. See, they don't want it turned sideways because there's an eyeball joke in there. So.
Yeah, they want to limit vision, but that's where I'm going to leave it. Here's the video. That's bugging my ears. We'll turn about halfway.
They're kneeling. They're kneeling. They're kneeling.
They're kneeling. Yay! Oh, she screams horribly. What the hell was that?
They're kneeling.
The hell kind of banshee ass shit is that?
Right?
Jesus, lady. All right, so here's the deal. The police are kneeling, and so all of these protesters run up to them. And then... Now, in this picture, you can see there's one kneeling here. I can't tell if that's a person or not. It's kind of blurry. But most of them are standing. And then this happens.
Okay. Get down on your knee. Get down on your knee.
Oops. Oops. I saw somebody on Twitter call this a hate crime. They pretended to surrender. That's what she said. They pretended to surrender and then fired on him. Well, one, they didn't fire on him. It's probably not even tear gas. It's probably just smoke. There are cops around the country who have actually kneeled. And Can I once again point out how inappropriate that is?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not just, Hammond, we talked about this the last couple of days. Honoring George with a kneel is kind of disgusting. But having the police kneel? For real? You guys don't see the optics on that? But there have been police departments who have knelt for these fuckers, which it's a sign of surrender. If you ask me to kneel before you, that's you asking me to show that you're better than me.
Yeah, that's supplication. You're telling people that they are your betters and you will submit to them. That's why I never got the Kaepernick thing. It just never made any sense to me because when you kneel, when you take a knee, you are literally saying, I am submitting to your will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just nonsense. But these guys drew him in and then fired at him. We need to talk about what happened at the Capitol yesterday at the White House. because supposedly, Jack, right before Trump went over for his fake ass photo op with the Bible in front of the church, they gassed a bunch of protesters.
Weren't they disobeying orders to like move along and climbing on statues and shit?
Yep. And they also didn't gas them. They smoked them. They used a smoke grenade.
Yeah, that's not the same as gassing someone.
Not even close. Not even close. If you think tear gas and smoke are the same, then you're retarded and have never been tear gassed. I've never been tear gassed. I know people who have. They didn't like it.
No, I've been hit with pepper spray several times for when I worked at the jail, but that sucked bad enough. I won't want to go around purposely trying to get somebody to spray me with tear gas.
There was a great article in the New York Times yesterday morning, Jack, explaining the fake photo op of Donald Trump.
Whatever.
And it quoted the bishop of Episcopalians in Washington, D.C., and how Trump didn't even pray or do anything while he was there. You know who wasn't there? The bishop of the Episcopalians of Washington, D.C. Bitch wasn't even there.
No, of course not.
But they quoted her about how horrible Trump was for being there. Mm-hmm.
It was actually, first of all, we all know it was a photo op. That's entirely what it was designed to do. But it was also designed to show that he's not afraid of what these idiots are doing. So he went out there, looked at the damage while there were a lot of people around as a show of strength and force. And it worked.
The night before, it was reported, and I forgot who reported it, but it was reported that Trump was upset. Trump wanted a show of force. He wanted to show that he wasn't afraid. And instead, the Secret Service was like, Mr. President, you might get your ass shot off. We need to take you somewhere else. And he did what they told him to do.
Which is what he should do. This whole thing with him hiding is fucking dumb. You really want the leader of the free world, of Western civilization, out on the front line getting shot at? What are you, fucking retarded?
But the next day, he did exactly what you said. This was I am out in the open, bitches. Now what? Thank you, Miles, who says, hey, guys, here in Chicago, someone stole a police horse and started riding it downtown. What the fuck? Yeah, we looked at that. Well, we didn't actually watch the video. We talked about it yesterday, I believe. He recorded himself riding the horse.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys that dropped smoke canisters in a carrier with horses in it, burned one of the horses to death. And it hurt a couple of the other ones. It's fucking awful.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
these people are scumbags. If you're out riding and looting, you're an idiot. And I have no sympathy if you get shot.
Jeanette says this is probably unimportant, but a black-owned makeup HR said some dumb shit on Twitter. There's a lot of dumb shit on Twitter right now. I'm actually thinking of taking the day off Twitter tomorrow, Jack.
Wow. That's
You know what? I'll get to it in just a second. Mighty Balzac, thank you. In the war, my grandpa was hit by mustard gas and pepper spray. He was a seasoned veteran. Oh, damn. Stop it. No, mustard gas.
I know. It sucks.
Okay.
Who puts pepper spray on their salad?
Anyhow. No, Jack. When it comes to, the writing and stuff and burning shit down and breaking shit, I can watch it and laugh and be like, look at these fucking idiots. When people start dying, and they have, that's like, I have trouble watching it. I saw the video of David Dorn.
Oh, I saw that too. That was horrific.
For those of you who don't know the story, David Dorn is a former police chief who went to check on his friend's pawn shop. And when he got there, they were looters and he was trying to get them away. And they shot and killed him. Left him dead on the sidewalk. It's a horrible tragedy. Then there was that guy with the food stand who ended up getting shot. The police say it's in Crossfire. I don't know. I didn't watch that video. I can't watch the people dying. That's the part that, Now, even with the guy being drugged by the truck, that wasn't somebody shooting. That was his own dumbassery.
Yeah.
They got him killed. But now we're getting to the part where, people are dying, and I'm just, the humor's gone. Once people start getting shot and blowed up, was it 4 police were shot in St. Louis yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of it today was pretty quiet. Now that the military's out and the cops are out in force, and the governors are starting to hunt for their balls, it's all going to die down.
Yeah, Trump made the governors look like pussies. He really did. For those of you who are like, "What is Trump doing?" He was calling their bluff. He was calling them pussies and saying, "Do something." We got to the point where Cuomo came out and was talking about possibly removing de Blasio.
Yeah.
Because de Blasio's handling of this is so pathetic.
Well, de Blasio's daughter was involved in the nonsense. He's got a bias.
Well, he's also a Democrat.
Yeah, he's also kind of a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Trump did there for everybody. He's going to use the military, possibly, but only if these fucking governors don't do what they're supposed to be doing and take care of their fucking citizens. That was the whole point of that speech.
A lot of this could have been handled much sooner, and a lot less damage, including loss of life, would have happened.
Jack says, when Cuomo's ripping on de Blasio, something's up. You know what's up? This shit, Cuomo's worried about it splashing back on him.
Yeah, and it should be, because it should splash back on him. He's also got a job to do that he's not doing.
Did you see AOC being Superwoman?
Yeah.
The protesters packed on some bridge, and supposedly they weren't being let off either side. And AOC, I'm headed down there right now. She's going to go talk to the manager. Before she could get down there, Jack, they started letting him off one side, so she didn't have to go.
Oh, good for her. I'd hate for her to take an Uber instead of the subway.
Yeah, there's no way she was putting herself in that situation. Who believes that shit? Come on. Oh, but these politicians, man, they love to strut. Like Donald Trump already put his dick on the table and made all of you look stupid.
Yeah, it's a little late.
Cuomo has to step up his game after killing all the old people. B Junkie, there's that too. I mean, Cuomo has enough shit coming his way for his next election. I don't know when they do elections in New York. We vote for our governor in the off years in the midterm elections. So Whitmer's here with us till at least 2022. I don't know if New York's that same way or if Cuomo's up for it this year. I honestly don't know because each state is different. Will the news be held accountable? Will the far left be called out? Will logic again reign in the shitheads? No, logic will not reign again. Just watch the news and see what's going on. Look at how things are reported. No. Donald Trump's speech was the worst thing ever. He didn't specifically call out police violence, you guys. That's what he was supposed to do. No, he was talking to what was going on right now. And he specifically spoke to, we had this weird thing, Jack, where I don't remember if it was with Bush or if Clinton had to do it, but I know every time something happened, Obama was supposed to talk about it. The president doesn't have to talk about everything that happens in the country.
Yeah.
Real quick, Circus Zero, thank you. Holy shit, I just had someone come up to my work wearing a shirt that said, "Stand with Black Lives Matter." I'm like, okay. When she turned around to walk away, on the back it had Planned Parenthood logo next to the words Planned Parenthood. Not self-aware. Not at all. You should have asked her. I know you shouldn't have asked her because I don't want you getting in any trouble and stuff, but you should have asked her, excuse me, why are you okay with the mass slaughter of black babies?
Right? You don't see Black Lives Matter protesting Planned Parenthood or doing anything in South Chicago. Nothing.
And look, guys, this is not an argument for or against abortion. This is just a fact of abortion.
Yep. 36% of the abortions from Planned Parenthood are black women.
They make up 13.4% of the population, according to the latest census poll. 3 times their representation. You don't hear that, though. That's not something you're supposed to talk about. You're not supposed to talk about how the woman who made Planned Parenthood was kind of a racist cunt.
Kind of, yeah.
Expo Hotep, thank you. Did you see the video of the people using a tourniquet for basically a scrape and might have cost that guy's leg? Yes, I did. So, I mean, the cut looked deep. It did, if you look at it. There's this video of this Antifa dude who took some kind of shrapnel. I don't know what it was from. But he's got this laceration on his leg, maybe an 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, Jack. Again, I'm bad with sizing like that, but it wasn't bigger than 4 inches. I know that. I put my dick against the screen and like, it's not half my no. Anyway, I go by Legos. That's how I judge the things. Actually, Duplos, and a 2x2 block of Duplos. This width of that, it wasn't wider than that. I don't know if that helps you. And depth wise, it wasn't an inch deep. It hadn't hit his femoral artery or anything, and you can tell because there's not blood everywhere. He hasn't passed out from not having blood. And these idiots put a belt around his thigh and pull it as tight as they can.
Why are they applying a tourniquet to a minor wound?
Because they're fucking morons.
Unless you're spurting blood, that's not.
Yeah.
Granted, it's been a while since I took first aid in Boy Scouts, but the last time I got certified by the American Red Cross, that was not in the briefing.
Yeah, you're not supposed to apply a tourniquet like that. Tourniquets are worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's like you're spraying blood, your leg's barely hanging on. That seems silly.
And that's not the way to do it anyway.
Yeah, you apply pressure.
Well, the best part of this is they go to put a dressing on it, and he's being very ginger with the dressing. Like, no, motherfucker, you push that in there and you hold it down.
Yeah, you apply direct pressure to the wound. Everybody knows that.
No, they're being all ginger with it, and I was like, "Oh my god, you fucking morons!"
That's not too tight, is it? Oh my god.
Does that hurt? I'm sorry. And this guy whining like, "Look, I'm sure that hurt. That looked like a decent sized cut, but god damn, man, grow some balls." Do you mean gingerly? Oh yeah.
Well, if they had balls, they probably won't be doing this because this is something that like junior men do to try and look tough.
Danger says all black people are 13%. Black women are only half of that. That's a good point too. So you're only talking about 6 to 7% of the population, and they make up 33% of the abortions. And yes, I rounded those numbers. Yeah, they're just in New York City. Was it last year or the year before? I forget. They had more black babies aborted than born.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me you think Black Lives Matter? How about this? How about go on a safe sex kick? And I'm not talking. No, you don't have to go out there and preach abstinence. I do think you should tell people the only way you can't get pregnant is by staying out of sex. But otherwise, yeah, if you are going to engage, you might want to, I don't know, use a condom, get on the pill. Use some foam, do something, try. No, they're just, oh, look, another black baby for the pile.
For the record, he's talking about like a spermicide foam and not like expanding foam.
I was shaving foam doesn't work.
No.
That explains that last kid.
You got to explain a lot because like chicks put weird shit up their vaginas as we've seen, like the wasp nests and stuff like that.
Yes, a couple of people like foam. Yes, there's a spermicidal foam you could get. It's not, look, it's not your best choice. Your best choice is like, seriously, don't have sex. Go oral, go anal, fuck it. But I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, look, you shouldn't have sex until marriage. I actually believe you should have sex before marriage, Jack. You test drive a car.
Yeah.
And this is a car you're going to have for life. You better make sure that key fits in the ignition and that you can turn it on. You know what I mean? That's a major life thing. I've never understood that. And yeah, you know what? Sex is not like all that different, but there are people who have like weird kinks and all that shit. You need to work that shit out before you and like, yeah, let's do this for life. But you know, you do you. I'm not against sex. I'm against people having irresponsible sex. And every time I bring this up, Jack, every time there's accidents happen. Yes, I know. And if condoms worked as bad as people say they do, they would be taken off the shelves for being lying bastards. The failure rate for a condom is 2%. 2%. And you know what the actual failure rate of condoms is, Jack?
No.
According to studies, it's about 15% because dumbasses don't learn how to put them on right. You get
does that include people that pretend they put one on?
No, but real quick, Kevin Duggan, thank you. I loved Tucker Carlson telling Trump how wrong he is. I didn't see it. But no, what happens, Jack, is all you need is a little tiny bit of air in there and you will pop a condom if you're having sex. Now, maybe not every time, but that's what usually happens when people are like, the condom broke. Yeah, because you didn't put it on right, you dumb motherfucker. You can stretch the fuck out of a condom. If you guys don't believe me, get a condom, even a small one. Even a small condom. You can put your hand in it. And if you're a man, you probably can't put your fist in your wife. I mean, you can try.
I would hope not, because if you did, she's been doing things.
Yeah, my fist side to side is like what is that? I don't know. That's like a 5 blocks of a Lego of a Duplo. It's wide.
Well, you got to remember that it's for birthing babies, so it is stretchy, but you don't want to surprise her with that, you know.
Yeah, even if you go to the Christian Science Monitor and look up the word fisting, most of the time you're going to find women doing it to women because they have smaller hands. Yeah. And when you do see the one where it's a dude doing it, it's like, oh, I bet she's had a watermelon up there. Makuta, I'm so sorry for reading this after I just said that.
Are you?
Thank you for the donation. That feeling when you realize the Dallas Sword guy who defended his business was a brony who wrote My Little Pony fan fictions. What sort of timeline are we in right now?
This is why I don't take issue with the bronies, because at least they're taking a stand. I respect that. He was protecting other people and other people's stuff. Good for that guy.
Kevin Duggan, thank you. You should keep up to date on the news. Well, contrary to what some people think about me, I do not watch Fox News. I don't spend my time over there, Jack.
I occasionally watch it if I'm with my parents because they have it on all the time. And they just sit there and complain anyway. So,
to be the God's honest truth, the most that I watch Fox News is if I tune into Tucker Tuesday and catch Tucker clips over there with Sinatra. And I don't get to do that very often. So yeah, I don't pay attention to Fox News all that much.
You're just a Republican, so you watch Fox News.
I really don't. I watch more CNN than I do Fox, by far. Nobody watches MSNBC.
Well, if you don't watch CNN, Don Lemon will come down and rub his lemon juice on you.
He will, right on your nose, and I don't want that.
Yeah, no, it's gross, weird.
Yeah.
And there's a Cuomo on there. That guy's dumb.
Lester Logic said, I used to watch it, but I quit about 6 or 7 years ago. Well, when I actually watched TV, I used to flip between them depending on what show was on. I wasn't a big fan of O'Reilly. I thought he was a smug jackass.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him wrong. He was just a smug jackass. I can take Hannity a lot better than I could take O'Reilly.
I have the opposite problem.
But for me with Hannity, most of the time it was the guest, not him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's kind of stupid, and he's got a big lumpy head. And
You're not wrong.
He locks on to something, and he can't let it go. Like, he get the weird nicknames, and for a while, how he was saying he's a martial artist. And I'm like, look, your potato head is going to make you more like a Weeble Wobble. He looks like a Sontaran without the armor, if you're a Doctor Who fan. I don't like him.
Now, you know what I watched most when I did watch Fox News was Shepard Smith. And I did that because that was the news program. Those were the headlines of the day. He would tell you the story and then tell you the next story. And that's when I'm watching news, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The other programs on Fox starting at 8 p.m. are opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I watch. I would watch for the news. I would occasionally watch in the morning if I was up, their morning show, but that was mostly just to be like, the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I used to watch headline news all the time and just leave it on as background noise so I could catch all the headlines because it would update you automatically if something interesting happened. Like, oh, breaking news, because it was live. Then they got rid of that and it turned into the Forensic Files channel. And I went over to OANN, but I don't have them on I don't have cable anymore, but they were only on specific cable networks like AT&T. And I liked them because they used to do that. They used to just read the headlines until like 8 o'clock.
There's several people talking about the turns that Shepard Smith took, especially there at the end. Again, I haven't watched in years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically headline news. And if I just wanted a quick update, I would go over and watch headline news for like half an hour. CNN headline news.
Right.
I just love how often I get accused of being a Fox News viewer. Like, I don't watch it. I really don't.
No, it's mostly just people babbling.
Yep.
Real quick. Thank you, Frank, for the donation. I feel BLM only care when it could be used as to race bait. Yeah. Aside from abortion, look at the murder rate from gang violence. A low year has 4,500. A high year has 8,000 black men hunted down. Yet that life seems glorified and executed. # not all.
Dangerous says, what do you think of Shu's comment that Trump can't say anything unifying? I think of the State of the Union speeches and how no matter what he says, the Dems give no credit. I think his acceptance of the presidency, that speech that first night, that was a very good speech. And it was unifying. I think, to be honest with you, his speech the other night was unifying. Or the other day, the one about the riots.
Yeah, he's not going to get credit for that.
No, because what unifying means people is different. I don't understand why. We need to get I don't even remember that word I made up. I was going to make a joke there, Jack. I fucked it up because I can't remember my own made-up word. Jesus. I've had a night, though, man. I went through a tornado.
Geometrist,
thank you. Yeah, when I took my headphones off earlier, and there's the wind and the rain and the lightning in the distance, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? A hurricane? I'm like, probably not. I actually said out loud, what's going on? Is it a hurricane? I live in Michigan.
I just was going to let that go.
You know what? Here's the problem. I grew up in Virginia Beach, and you were far more likely to get stuck in a hurricane than a tornado there. It's just how it was. And so anytime there's a horrible storm, I go to hurricane. Which, isn't there one tropical storm battering the shore down there right by Texas and Mexico, or down at the bottom of Mexico, something like that? I can't remember where it's at.
There might be, but if it's not a BLM protest, no one's going to pay any attention right now. Speaking of which, did you know what tomorrow is?
No.
Tomorrow is the day they're supposed to give testimony in the Obamagate thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's supposed to be the start of it. And you're not hearing about that. I found a tweet about it. Hang on, I'll pull it up on my timeline here. because this is actually very, very important. Yes, apparently Obama's State Department used taxpayer money to fund a Soros group.
Really?
Yeah, I'll give you the video link.
Wait, why in the fuck does a Soros group need funded?
Well, why should he pay for it when your tax dollars can?
Fair enough. Expo Hotep, Hurricane in Michigan sounds like a bad B film. You know?
I'd watch that.
Me too, especially if it had sharks in it. Let me see. Get this link here. Oh, I missed that other link. What was that one?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Now you're going to get me in trouble because this is Fox News. I just said I don't watch this.
Yeah, I know, but now we will.
Indeed. Yes, those jokes are for us. You'll be fine. Okay. I didn't test the audio, so let me know how it is, Jack.
I'm so glad that you're here.
Up, down. Okay. Go back to the beginning, and no, they don't get to be all. That's a weird looking dude. In that, in this freeze frame, he looks like bad taco night right there.
One of the reasons I'm so glad that you're here, Tom, is because you kind of tie a bow on stories. The Obama administration's over.
Thank God it's Tucker. He tends not to be one of those who goes after people for playing his stuff, right, Sen? Thank you, Frank Hubbard. Isn't it odd there's riots all around all of his non-scandals? Yeah, it's interesting how that does work out. And Havoc, thank you. Anyone else notice these riots started a week after Epic Games released GTA 5 for free? Coincidence? I think not. I did ask the question on when we were fucking around over on those streams if anybody thought that George played GTA. I'm just wondering.
Maybe.
But there's a lot that they did that we don't know anything about because the press refused to cover those stories. Tell us this small piece of it. What did they do in Albania and why?
Well, they're supporting the socialist communist government there, the Soros operations, and they're doing it with taxpayer dollars. They were doing it in 2016, and they were even doing it in the first part of the Trump administration in 2017, co-sponsoring surveys of the population that generated 91% of the support in favor of the pro-government, pro-Soros operation that would have restricted the independence of the judiciary. Like all strongman governments, they don't like independent judiciaries. Right. So they were trying to reform the judiciary in a way that would have brought it under control of the socialist government there. And what's troubling is that obviously Soros needs no taxpayer money to do any of this advocacy work. But the State Department and USAID is partnering with Soros and basically allowing Soros to set our foreign policy agenda. And then secondly, Soros's operations, according to these documents, were allowed to come into the State Department and provide technical reviews of other applications for other government money in Albania.
Wow. Two things. One, he looks dead. George Soros.
He might be a vampire.
But so does he. His makeup, I've seen quite a few dead bodies in my life at funerals. This looks like funeral makeup.
Might be. It depends. Maybe his leading ghoul is a mortician. And they're like, "Don't worry, master. I will make you lifelike."
That's disturbing if this is true. If we were paying for what he said, Albania.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, you all right?
This is what I tell people about. Pay attention to your government because you don't know what they're doing. You really don't.
Yep. The Rosenstein guy is set to testify. He's the first Obamagate witness tomorrow in front of the Senate. The next day, the Senate votes to subpoena Obama White House and DOJ officials to learn about the unmasking and spying conduct. So if something pops off tomorrow, there's definitely some coordination there to kind of distract the media, in my opinion. But I think that might, things were so quiet tonight. It's amazing. But there's this big congressional thing tomorrow in the Senate that could be very, very interesting and very politically historic.
I'll be interested to watch that. I wonder I hope it's on C-SPAN. C-SPAN does a good job of covering those. anything that somebody might want to see.
Yeah, but I think that really got lost in the mess that these investigations and hearings are going on. And the Senate's going to vote to subpoena major White House officials and DOJ officials from the Obama era to learn about this unmasking. And it's been totally forgotten about and ignored. I mean, we've been following that, and we didn't even know about this.
Right, yeah. We've been paying attention to that and didn't know about this part. Rosacine won't answer any questions from Republicans because the rat is knee-deep in it. You know what? I'm not sure it's going to matter. These investigations up in front of the Senate and stuff, in front of the House, anytime they do these, nothing really ever comes from it. Maybe
nobody's going to jail or anything, but it's still important.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's not important. Don't get me wrong. But it ends up being just a Democrat versus Republican. One side's going to ask him questions that make him look really great, and the other side's going to try to make him look like a douchebag. And the problem with that is that the truth gets lost in there. We had that when Fauci testified, for fuck's sake. And we're just talking about, general what's going on kind of thing. And you had one side trying to make him look like an ass, and then the Democrats are damn near sucking his dick right there in front of us. Like, can you guys put that aside for a minute and just do your jobs? Oh, man. And in coming up in this investigation, the one tomorrow, that's going to be, I'm talking to the Democrats. And believe me, it does go back and forth. But in this case, Democrats, do your fucking jobs. Look into what actually happened. For all of your shit about, the government being misused and foreign interference, y'all don't seem to fucking care when it's your side doing it. There have been 0 hearings about the DNC's the DNC hiring Fusion GPS, and them using a British spy to find out shit on Trump.
Or make shit up, however you want to interpret it.
Make shit up from Russian sources. 0. And you won't find old Adam Schiff up there. We need to find out what Hillary did. Thank you, Kevin Duggan. This guy's boss is Gerald Holt, a degenerate for Right Wing Watch.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole.
Jared Holt's a politician, man. He's a young politician, but that's what he is. He goes out there and sells his stuff to the people he thinks he can sell it to. Just like all of them.
Yeah.
That's why I don't trust any of them once they start having a movement, man. I'm going to start a movement. There's a reason we call taking a shit having a movement.
That's true.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens, Jack, as these idiots, it'll be completely ignored by the press unless something major blows up, and we know it's not.
Yeah. Well, the fact that this is even happening, they're going to try and ignore it anyway because they don't want their Lord and Savior Obama to look bad.
Right. I want to read another tweet, Jack. I just remembered this one. It made me laugh. Where's that one at? Is it this one? No. Sorry. I didn't realize I tweeted so much today. Here it is. Thank you, Kevin Duggan. Right Wing Watch, is Gerald Holt the same?
They're one and the same.
Oh, it's one and the same. Yeah, didn't he start it?
Probably.
So, the redheaded libertarian over on Twitter.
Yeah.
She tweeted this out. When Colin Kaepernick started kneeling, Donald Trump petitioned the NFL players to come forward with their demands. None of them did. But Kim and Kanye took him up on it, and look what happened. And if you don't know what happened there, it was actually mostly Kim. Kim Kardashian got the president to help get people out of prison who probably shouldn't have been there, like a grandma who had been busted with a few grams. I forget how many. She had pot on her, but
wasn't she dealing?
Yeah. And they threw her ass, but she's dealing pot. And they threw her ass in jail for like life. You're like, isn't this a little excessive? And yeah, so she still served quite a bit of time. But Kim actually is like, I'm going to go talk to the president, and something actually got done. You know what the NFL players did? They sat on their knees. I'm not going to talk to that guy. But anyway, this person responded to her with this. Why would Trump the chump ask NFL players about something like that? Who are they to speak for anybody but themselves? Why would you think that was a meaningful, sincere attempt at dialogue on issues that have nothing to do with professional football? I want to read what she said again. When Colin Kaepernick started kneeling, Donald Trump petitioned the NFL players to come forward with their demands. The NFL players and their demands. And this idiot's like, why would they be able to speak on that? Why would they be able to speak on their demands?
Their demands, maybe?
Feel like the answer's somewhere in that question, Jack.
You would think so, but it's very elusive.
Yeah,
it's like a word problem.
People don't think sometimes. And it's a big problem over there on the Twitter machine.
Well, thinking involves a lot of cognitive work, and some people just don't want to commit to that.
Did you see people were canceling Facebook yesterday?
I heard about that, but I was ignoring it because it looked dumb.
Yeah, they canceled Facebook because Zuckerberg there decided he's not going to censor Donald Trump. And one of his engineers quit and went to the media, and that's when I knew Mark just didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of people who are just like that. Oh, Virgil, thanks for dropping our links there, bud. And Jack, thank you for dropping our links. Guys, we're brought to you by you. If you enjoy what you see, hit the like button, hit the share button, and please throw some money in Jack. He's a good guy. He does a lot of hard work around here while I pretend I know what I'm doing.
I think that's something we both do.
I'm trying to make you sound better. Plus, he really loves donations where you make it sound like you're hurting somebody else by donating to him.
Well, I don't know if love is the word, but
I feel like it's true.
It feels like blood money.
I've never understood the problem with blood money.
It's all bloody and red.
Now, if it actually has blood on it, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. Clean it first, please. But if it's all dried and been sanitized, there's nothing wrong with it.
What if it's cursed?
There's
lots of stories about cursed gold out there, Monkey. Haven't you seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
I have, and here's the thing. I feel cursed in life anyway, so I might as well get money out of it. I'm 45 years old and I have a neck injury that just happened. I feel like money would be a good thing to make that a little better. You know what I mean? So cursed money, fuck it. Why not? Bring it on. I've never said that's blood money. Like it still spends, right?
Yeah. I really have no response to that.
If you're in it for the money, why would blood money make a difference? It just seems like a weird moral road to start taking.
I don't know. Maybe if the money belonged to a hitman that murdered children, would you feel bad about taking that guy's money? Like if he was hiring you to do something, like you were shining his shoes or something?
And say again, I missed the first part.
Okay, so you're a shoe shine boy, hypothetically. Yeah. And a guy comes up and has you shine his shoes, but you know that he's a hitman who targets children. Would you take his money?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
If he's paying me to do the job, and I'm gonna okay, look, I wouldn't shine the guy's shoes, so no. In that case. But if I was gonna be willing to shine his shoes, then yeah, why not? I'm being paid for my service. Maybe the money that he paid me with was from his honest job at McDonald's.
Probably not.
Look, man, he probably has an honest job somewhere. He's got to launder that money. And that's where my portion comes from.
Maybe he uses that money to buy stolen goods and sell them on eBay.
Bert, I am blessed. I've had tragedies in my life, but I have the best family in the world and the greatest friends, like Jack here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would a shoe shine know the client was a hitman? That's a good question.
The hitman is a talkative hitman who brags
Oh.
about it while he's getting his shoes clean because he's a deviant who finds that sexually arousing.
Now, Jesus Christ, this turned dark. I wouldn't look. I don't have a problem with his money. It's him. So yeah, that would be no. I'm not going to shine your shoes. If I was going to shine his shoes, then I'd take his money.
So you won't shine his shoes because he kills children.
Yes.
So you won't take his blood money.
It's not the money. The money's not the problem. It's what he does. I don't care that he gets paid for it. Would it make it better if he didn't get paid for it? It was just some rando and he did have a McDonald's job?
I don't know. I'm always told that volunteering is good for you. I don't know how any of this works.
Yeah, I don't like shitty people. I still love money.
I was just testing the ethics, see where it leads.
Yeah, no, it's a good exercise.
Yeah, it's a purely hypothetical because neither of us are shoe shine boys.
Yeah, I have never understood shoe shining and shoes like that. I wear tennis shoes for everything. I have worn, nice shoes for weddings and stuff, and like these suck. Where's my tennis shoes? As soon as I could, I took them off and put my tennis shoes back on. I just like saying tennis shoes. Sounds like 10 issues.
It does. And before I start getting hate mail, look, just because we are using a hypothetical shoe shine boy does not mean we are specifically targeting shoe shine boys that you know, or that if you are a shoe shine boy, we are not targeting you. We are making humor.
Yes. Monk, would you work as a volunteer hitman if the target were all Antifa members? No. I don't know if I could ever take a human life, but if I was going to do it, I would have to know they were like kind of Dexter-ish kind of stuff. Where he would go and kill other serial killers.
So you want to be a hitman that targets hitmen?
I could do that.
I think that's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. That's the only way I could do it. I couldn't do it if it's just some jackass,
You want to be an ethical hitman?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's complicated.
I have a moral code. And my moral code allows for some things and not others.
See, and that's how the transporter got in trouble in 3 movies, because he had a code. And then he broke that to save some dumb bitch in a trunk. If he had just done his job, wouldn't have been a problem. That movie would have been 10 minutes long.
He didn't get in trouble for his code. He got in trouble because he broke his code.
He got in trouble because he got nosy, which is what happens when you have a code. If you would just be like, look, just give me the money. I don't want to hear anything. No questions asked, and do your job. That's fine. But no, he had to be a Karen is what he did. He had to be sticking his nose where it didn't belong.
What about shoe shine girls? There's no shoe shine girls. Stop it.
He's right, though. You could look down their shirt.
Yeah, that would be a thing. The best ones would dress like Twitch thoughts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Guntherette.
No, Guntherette is very conservative in her dress.
Yes, an Amish shoe shine girl is a movie right there. They'll call it Amish Shine, and it'll be all about how she came to the big city with hopes and dreams, but it wasn't quite what she thought it would be, and she ended up being a shoe shine girl, and she meets the love of her life, who's this business guy that hates his life in the big city because of the hustle and bustle, and he wants to get back to his hometown, which is really small, and it's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, not far from the Amish enclave that she's from, and they fall madly in love and raise sheep together.
That was out there.
I might have a little bit of free time on my hands.
Faithless says his code interfered with his ethics. And that's why you stick with your code. If you're doing a job, you just do the job. You drive it. You didn't have to know that was a girl in there. He could have just thought the car had a knock in the back, Just tell himself, I need to get this car looked at afterwards.
And to be fair, some of the responsibility does fall on those other guys for not securing the package properly.
Indeed.
Yeah, RJ's right. It won't be in Lancaster, it'd be an intercourse PA.
He broke his code, and that's you don't break your own code.
Well, and he got nosy. Don't get nosy.
Don't get nosy. That's how bad shit happens. No, Jack, it must be goats, not sheep. Fair enough.
Yeah, whatever. We'll hammer out the details in the writer's room.
I feel like if you're willing to work with people who do things that are questionably ethical, then you should be willing to take their money. I've never understood that line. There's always some line in a movie, you know. I won't cross that line. Like, you worked with these horrible shitbags the whole time. Like in Tombstone, when the two guys decide they're not going to be cowboys anymore because of what happened to them scaring the ladies the night before. Like, these people raped a bride at the beginning of the movie. They killed everybody in the wedding party and took the bride off to rape her and then shot her. And that's okay. But hey, you scared some women folk. I'm like, oh, come on. Come on.
Yeah, it's dumb.
You know what I've been having a problem with, Jack?
Hmm.
I really like the story that's going on in Fallout 4.
Okay.
But the writing is horrible.
That sounds about right.
The writing is absolutely horrible. They infer emotional connection that hasn't been made yet. Like, there's this one part I'm working with this detective to try to find my kid, who I seem not to give two shits about most of the time.
Well, I mean, side quests are more important.
Indeed. And I go save him. The first time I meet him, I save him from this vault. And then we go, what is it? Oh, we go to this empty house where the bad guy used to live. And then he's like, I can stay with you or I can leave. And your response is, I want you with me on this, Nick. Like, you barely know this motherfucker.
Yeah.
They keep doing this over and over and over again. And it's kind of ruining the story for me.
I've heard people say that the story's pretty thin in that one. I haven't played it because I'm not fancy rich with the new systems.
Gotcha.
So I haven't played it, but I've heard it's a lot weaker than Fallout 3.
Well, the story itself would be fine if they would have fleshed it out further. It's a decent story. It's just told horribly.
Well, it seems like Bethesda's been really screwing the pooch with the Fallout series for the past several years. So.
Stubber, thank you for saying what I think about Fallout 4. They should have at least made the main character voiceless for more options. I wouldn't have had a problem with that either. The voice acting from him is not good. When you're trying to make a dramatic point, you don't need a dramatic pause after every sentence. In fact, sometimes it's much more impactful if the dramatic pause is like mid-sentence. But no, Jack, he'll say a sentence and then there's like a 5-10 second beat and then he'll say the next one.
Oh, that sounds annoying.
Oh, it is. It's like there's times I've thought my computer was dying. I'm like, oh no. It's just more of this wonderful acting.
Who wrote this? The World Wrestling Federation?
Yeah, and it's really bad. One of the first people you meet is a guy from the Minutemen. And after like your second mission together, he's like, I'm going to make you general of the Minutemen. Like, you barely know me, motherfucker. Oh, all right. And again, it's not that the story is bad. It's that it's not fleshed out. So it's told bad, but it's still a decent story. It's just not told well. And it's killing me. But I still love the game. I'm still having a lot of fun playing it. And I'm still annoyed that a tornado stopped me from playing. And again, I don't know that it was a tornado. Oh, did I tell you, Jack? After the storm had died down some, me and my son, we went outside. And there's a giant branch on my porch that we heard hit my house. So tomorrow I got to go out and look and see if there's any damage to my roof.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, this branch, looking at it, it just got torn off the tree. We're not talking a small branch either. I mean, this is a big ass log in on my fucking front porch. I gotta get rid of all these trees around my house before one of them falls on it.
Yeah, that's not cheap. Real quick, thank you, Tarkata. Receiving money is a funny issue. Charities will refuse large donations and claim moral high ground. When a company does something deemed wrong, they are then forced to donate to charities. Yeah, I always hated both those things.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was Hitler giving you $50 million to the hospital or something. If he gives it to a children's hospital, you take the fucking money and be like, look, I don't care who the source is. It's money that's going to benefit these people. That, whatever, that's fucking dumb.
Well, we have the example from Ralph's stream, Ethan Ralph.
Yeah.
They did that stupid stream, and yes, there was a lot of anti-Semitic stuff said in it, and jokes, and you can decide for yourself whether some of the people were being real or not. I don't care. They raised like $30,000 for St. Jude's, a children's hospital. And St. Jude's is like, nah, we'd rather the kids die.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's fucking retarded.
Charities should not care where the money comes from as long as it's legal.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't support them, but I'll take their money to help these children. Yeah. I'm not going to come out and say good job or anything to them because they're horrible people. But thank God the children are getting this. Turn down money for kids.
It's messed up.
But as was pointed out in that super chat, I'm sorry, Streamlabs, if a company fucks up, yeah, we're going to give money to charity. Oh, well, what? I guess it's okay to give it as a penance. Penance? I don't know. I can't say the word. Penance, right? Penance. Yeah. If it's punishment, then it's okay for them to give it. If they do it as a nicety, well, we're not taking that dirty money. I hate these people.
I know.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And you know what? Especially when you're talking about charity, because that whole blood money thing goes. Take your scenario, Jack. You know this guy's a child hitman, and he donates it all to St. Jude's. Should they take it? Yes, absolutely. Because while it's fucked up what he's doing, it's already done. First of all, and you're taking that money to help children.
Yeah. It's not going to redeem that guy. These aren't indulgences, but if the money's going to be useful to a charity, yeah, fucking take it.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to come out and publicly say how great the people are who gave it to them. You can still say, hey, we think those are shitty people, but this money's going to kids, so fuck them. We're going to go help the kids. No, that's not what they did. No, fuck those kids. I mean, shit. It's absolutely asinine. What? Shoe on head is an occult business where the front is shoe shining, but the cash cow is a happy ending. All right.
Apparently, she has mystical powers while shining shoes.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know what she does in her free time, so I can't confirm or deny any of this.
Yeah, I have no idea what she does in her free time. And again, I don't hate Shoe on Head. I know a lot of people do. I interact with her occasionally, very occasionally, not like very often. Definitely not. I wouldn't even call us acquaintances, you know, Jack. She's watched the show sometime and been in the chat with us. I like her Shoe on Head channel because it does the funny things, and then over on her Brainlit channel, she has her liberal thinking, and I go watch that. I don't hate her. I am getting annoyed with other people online, though. Nick the other day, that one really pissed me off.
Because he's being a crybaby kind of thing?
No, because he's gone full on lefty tribe.
Of course.
Full on lefty tribe. All I asked was, what should Trump have been doing instead of hiding? And thought, oh, you're just in the Trump camp.
Well, you're just in the anti-Trump camp. I don't think you're in the Trump camp for pointing out that the Secret Service is duty bound to protect the leader of our country.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do when they're literally burning shit in the front. What happens when they cross the lawn? Seriously.
Yeah.
Is Nick going insane? I don't know what's up with Nick. I've started to get this from many of those folks who've moved to the left, where it's just, you're just a righty who supports Trump and that shit. I feel like I've earned better than that.
Well, we criticize Trump when he does stuff that we don't think is appropriate.
I'm just not going to be a blind hater. And yes, I absolutely hate the news. And whether you like it or not, Trump is right about the news. He absolutely is. We see it time and time and time and time again. The New York Times tweeted out that there was a Black Hawk in the middle of New York trying to use its blades to get people out of there.
Yeah, which was stupid.
It was a Lakota. All they had to do, a simple search, just what does a Black Hawk look like? That's not it. Razor Fist took a dig on Shu for Trump, and I think she's getting more negative attention from it. Fair enough.
I think it was more obvious that it was a medical helicopter.
It's got medical markings on the motherfucker.
I'm telling you, man, that was Trump's Iron Cross. That's what they'll say.
This is how they break up insurgents. No. If insurgents were under a helicopter like that, they would shoot it and kill the pilot. Do they do that to break up some crowds? Maybe. But they kept using, I forget the term, but in order for that to have actually been in any way helpful, they would have had to. The people below it looked like they were standing in a windy day. Not like the rotors were blowing them the fuck around.
I think these people just watch too much movies and they don't spend any time in the real world.
It's fucking retarded. And this was the New York fucking Times, the paper of record, the old gray lady.
Well, she's senile now.
She is.
And Biden wants to sniff her.
It's absolutely insane. And then you're like, no, he's just mean to the press. No, look at what the press is doing over and over and over again. How many times have we corrected them? How many times have we pointed out before they can get to a correction that they were fucking wrong? Doesn't matter. Just yesterday, Jack. Just yesterday. I'm going to pull this one up. You got to see this shit. This was, and if you follow me, you may have already seen it. Where'd that go? This one. This is from CNN yesterday. The headline says, white supremacist poses Antifa online call for violence. And do you see what's right below that? Giant picture of Donald Trump.
Yeah, sounds right.
If you linked to this, it would come up. The link would actually show a guy running in front of a fiery background. And I've been told they've changed it so it doesn't have that Trump picture there anymore. But this was there for many, many hours yesterday.
Yeah, and after enough people see it, it doesn't matter.
And exactly. And the best part of it, Jack, this was one account on Twitter that had one tweet that I forget exactly what it read, but it was this little black box with white text on it that called for Antifa to be violent. I don't know if it was Antifa. I don't know if it was some right-wing group. I don't know who it was. I don't give a fuck. It had like 100 followers.
Yeah, that were probably 99 sock puppet accounts.
And that's it. The retweeting of it was everybody going, this is fucking stupid. Half of the people who talked about that tweet were like, this is obviously bullshit. This account was just made. It's so blatant. Nobody believed that it was actually an Antifa account. But that one account being pulled down, white supremacist poses Antifa online call for violence. We found one instance of this All of the others that are out there, we've had no proof that it was anything but Antifa-related jackasses. By the way, white supremacist Trump.
Well, yeah,
Tell me they
gotta
didn't do this shit on purpose.
Oh, they totally did. We all know it.
But no. And, look, Donald Trump is just an asshole who lies about the press all the time. No, the problem is our press. I spend more time pointing out the press is wrong than I am actually defending the president. If you don't want me to defend the president, stop making me defend him. Stop lying about the man. Stop telling me that they tear gassed the peaceful protesters in front of the White House so that he could walk to the church. There's no tear gas. It was a smoke grenade. I'm sorry, Jack.
They have a narrative monkey. Violating that narrative is wrong thing.
Kylis asks, why is that story under CNN Business? You know, CNN Business, CNN Entertainment, CNN Politics, none of those matter anymore. They just all report on how much Trump they hate. Aren't there blue check mark Antifa accounts? Well, no, Evolved Potato, because Antifa doesn't really exist. But yes, there are. Oh, it's fucking amazing. It is really amazing to see what we're seeing these days.
They can't. The sad thing is that there are people out there that cannot admit when they're part of something that isn't 100% perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They have to defend it to their death, regardless of what happens, until it somehow backfires in their face, like that dumb bitch that worked at the progressive newspaper that got destroyed the other day. Why are they attacking us?
Somebody, this is a comment. Remember that bitch we watched at the very beginning?
Yeah.
There's a comment that says that feeling when you out 4chan.
Right?
Well played indeed. That's from the Jedster. Well played. Yeah, I don't want to defend Trump. I'm not a Trump fan, Jack. There's things he does that I like, and there's things he does I'm like, oh fuck. But even on those, they have to. It can't be enough that he said something stupid. They have to come out and make it the worst thing ever. Here's an example. The other day, he came out and said, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." And when that first popped off, everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's going to shoot us!" And that was the narrative until somebody dug up the fact that exact phrasing had been used back in 1968 by a racist. Obviously, Donald Trump was signaling to racists. They even said in the article that we read about it on Lords of the Night that it took their team quite a while to dig up where the phrase came from.
Heard that phrase for years.
I'd never heard it before.
Yeah, they used it in the LA riots, and then when Cincinnati had a riot, I don't know, 15 years ago, they used it then. You just hear it off and on whenever there's a riot because it rhymes. Looting, shooting, they both rhyme. So it's an easy phrase to throw out there.
But they went on a dig, Jack. They went on a dig and found out that this came from racists.
Whatever. So dumb.
It's not enough to just be mad that you think he's going to shoot people. No. He was saying he's going to shoot black people. Even though half the crowds aren't even black. I've seen crowds that are all white. Like, no, not even Asians in there, which, by the way, are back to being white. I don't know if you know that.
They are?
Yes, because it was 4 white officers that were involved in the George Floyd killing. That Asian guy, that was just a chubby white guy that the fat on his face made his eyes kind of squint.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Sir says I sent you a DM. Let me see. I haven't been paying attention to my DMs tonight. I'm sorry. Oh, hey Tibbs and Stun. Oh, guys, I need to tell you this too. I was bored during the power out. Well, we didn't even have power outs, but we shut everything down and unplugged everything during the storm.
Yeah.
And so all I had was my phone to play with Twitter, and I hate Twitter on my phone. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's awful.
But I was going through all the settings and stuff, and I went and I looked at my mute list, and I saw several people that I didn't mute.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
So if you've been trying to talk to me or something, and you haven't been able to get my attention, I apologize. The only one that I remember was Stunlock Joe, who I would never mute.
Yeah, nobody would mute Stunlock?
I love Stunlock. And I told him, he's like, "Oh, sure, that's just you trying to get out of it." Like, bitch, I wouldn't have told you if I was just trying to get out of it. Professor Gas, thank you. It gets spray painted on boarded windows during hurricane prep in Florida all the time. Oh, okay. I'd never heard it before. Honest to God. And the reporter tells us in his story he'd never heard it and had to go look it the fuck up. So, I mean, that's what Donald Trump does. He spends all day looking up racist phrases I can say to piss off the left.
Obscure ones, too.
What is this? Professional protest for your cause. Protest now. What we do, we connect our network of professional protesters with protest organizers using advanced analytics and artificial intelligence to determine the best match. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. I mean, make your money, man. Make your money.
I've got another thing here that I think you will find amusing if you haven't seen it already.
Well, I'll probably find it amusing again if it's amusing.
It's very amusing. I don't remember if I made you watch this one before or not.
I have not seen this one, so let's have a video, you guys. We haven't done one in a little while. We need to find a video to just tear apart, Jack. We haven't done that in a while.
I know. I don't know that we opened the show strong. I don't know how we can top that.
I have ideas. Here we go, guys. Giving a thumbs up to the protesters walking by.
Run your side! Run your side! Holy shit! Run your side! Run your side! What the fuck?
Let's watch that one again. That one was fun. Okay, so he's giving them a thumbs up. Hey guys, good job, good job. And then
Why are you on
window crash. Wait, they're not done.
Holy shit!
They're playing beer pong too.
It's almost like you can't control a crowd, Jack.
Yeah, it's like the mob has its own agenda, and no matter what you say, it can turn against you very quickly.
Guys, don't forget we're brought to you by you. If you enjoy this, please like, please share, and please consider throwing money at us because we're good people.
Only if you can afford it.
If you can afford it, yes, consider it. If you know, I love that that's an option for people. You know, I always hated commercials. Did you like commercials, Jack? Unless they were funny, I always hated commercials. Like, this is not making me want to buy anything.
Yeah, most commercials are dumb.
They are. And I do get it though. There's studies, and I've learned about this through marketing stuff I've had to do throughout the years. But when you stop advertising, sales do go down.
Yeah.
So I get that, but it's like, you're not motivating me. But when I watch somebody I like, I've donated to people before. Not very often because I'm poor, but I like the idea of being able to directly support somebody I enjoy rather than having to watch some stupid shit that somebody else made me watch because it was time for a commercial.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like watching YouTube videos because they're original. You know, you're not listening to canned laugh tracks from unfunny jokes.
Yeah. If you guys laugh at us, it's because you laugh at us. It's not because we told you. Laugh, fuckers. Shrouded Angel, thank you so much for the upside down sticker. I appreciate that. Where's that right side up? And it's just like two yo-yos.
It's Australian.
It's yo-yos having sex.
Oh, is it? That makes sense.
Kevin Duggan, thank you. Hot Wheels commercials. Now, I will say this. When I was a kid, the action figure things always made me want to buy them. But I always knew that I was being lied to because those play sets don't exist. They would have like this big G.I. Joe battle on this battlefield that you could, but that battlefield, you can buy that thing.
Yeah, the battlefield looked like it was somebody's dad's model railroad set
Yeah.
that you were not allowed to touch under any circumstance.
Yeah, my battlefield was carpet.
Yeah, carpet, maybe a couple cardboard boxes and whatever random craft items you had laying around.
Even if you bought everything they sold, like say G.I. Joe, because I loved G.I. Joe toys when I was little. You had the G.I. Joe base. Did Cobra ever get a base?
Yeah, they had the big circular thing with the turrets at the top.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say
got
Terror Dome, but that doesn't sound right.
So you got these two bases, and then you put all the vehicles around. There's no roads. There's no roads. There's no jungle. I always felt lied to. I'm just saying. I'm still a little bitter, Jack.
Apparently. I used to use my Hot Wheels tracks as roads.
Hammond says, I wanted the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. The USS Flag. I still want the USS Flag.
Yeah, if you're a child at heart, you absolutely do.
I have nowhere to put the USS Flag.
Oh, you would find room if you got one.
Oh, I would. And if I got one, I'd have to get the Sky Striker to sit on it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, all of that stuff we had the Sky Striker and all that, but it's all been lost over the years. And unfortunately, the only thing that I had from childhood that I was able to pass down to my kids was Legos, and I don't know what the fuck happened to those.
I never had that many Legos. I had the little ones, little packets that you got in Happy Meals.
I had a streak of fortune that made it so I was able to get one of the pirate sets. It was an actual nice pirate boat. And then a whole bunch of little sets that I had that I just kept and I passed those down. But when you pass things down to your kids, just like most of their toys, they end up scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Because kids have their favorite toys, and those are the ones they care about and take care of. And the rest of them, they'll play with now and then they get scattered to the wind.
Yeah. Thank you, Evolved Potato, for the donation. Did you say could or couldn't afford it? Because I heard couldn't. So here. Thanks, Evolved.
Couldn't afford what?
To donate.
Oh, gotcha. Me? I couldn't afford right now.
Evolved in the chat just said that he doesn't know what the USS Flag is. Should we show him like a picture of it?
You don't know what the flag is? Oh my god. Oh, this is a beautiful picture of it too. Look at that. I wish I knew how to make these bigger. And no, don't tell me to cut. You know what? Fuck it. I'll cut it out. No, I'm not. It's too much work. You'll get the gist.
Watch out for boobies.
This is a 6-foot-long aircraft carrier for G.I. Joe. Look at that beautiful. And this is the Sky Striker right there. Look at it. It's beautiful. I always wanted one of those. I've only seen one in person. We went to a Toys R Us once that had one. I think it was a Toys R Us. Yeah.
I've seen a couple of them over the years, but I ran a comic shop for almost 2 years. And just being around a lot of nerds, I knew a few people that had them. This one dude, he was a giant toy collector, and he had that thing in his basement on an old pool table.
Mm-hmm.
And he had put a covering over the pool table so he could have it set on there. And on the flight deck, he had My Little Ponies.
How dare he?
I thought it was a crime against God and man myself.
Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. My sister and I swept a road in the dirt we used as racetrack. I had one of those cars that when you bumped the front, it flipped and showed damage. Oh, those were cool. Yeah, I had some of those.
I remember those.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about them until you said it. A guy up in North Arkansas has USS Flag as well as a bunch of other sets for sale. There's one guy somewhere, because we looked at this a few months back. There's a shop somewhere that has like 6 flags for sale.
Wow.
6 or 8, and they're all in varying conditions. Yeah. I would want a mint condition but I would take one without the sides even because it's the flag, man. We had the hovercraft, but it was missing a piece because we got it from a friend, and We had a lot of that stuff that we got from other people who just didn't want them anymore, so they sold them at yard sales.
Yeah. That's how poor kids got toys.
Yeah, that's how I got my Millennium Falcon. It was missing the back.
You didn't care about that though because you wanted to be in there playing with it, and then you had a Falcon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how poor kids get a lot of. They used to get a lot of their toys, buying them from their friends. I had the hovercraft was awesome, man. Oh man, I used to do so much stuff with that.
Yeah,
My favorite one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wanted the hovercraft. I always wanted that.
My favorite two GI Joe toys was the Jeep. It's not the Jeep, but it's a GI Joe Jeep. I don't know if I could find that, but I had so much fun with that. And I don't know why I liked it. GI Joe Jeep. It's not. Oh man, that's an old GI Joe Jeep. No, that's for like the gay dolls. No, I don't know what it's called, so I can't look it up. But then the Cobra had a helicopter.
Yeah,
and this is another one I bought from a yard sale. Mine had no propellers and no landing gear.
That's a terrible helicopter. That a reporter would mistake as a Black Hawk.
Indeed, it's been mistaken as a Black Hawk many times. I turned it into a jet. It was a one-man jet.
Nice.
That's how I used it. Look, poor kids have to be. They have to use their imagination a lot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I had one of the. I didn't have that many big vehicles. Like I had one Snowcat, I think it was the winter one that had some missiles on skis.
I always wanted that.
Yeah, that was really cool vehicle. But most of the stuff I had was the smaller stuff, like the little backpack wing thing that was like a little jet wing that just plugged in where their backpack would be.
Oh yeah.
I had one of the. I had two of those over the years, but it would like come apart really easily. And I had Sartan with his little water ski thing.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't find the Jeep that I had. It wasn't that one. That one doesn't look right. That one looks built too well. Yeah, mine was the cheap one. Let's see. Okay. Cobra. Yeah, guys, I'm looking up Cobra helicopter right now on stream because that's what I do with my life.
Because we like to randomly confuse everybody.
And instead, this brings up real helicopters. I'm not looking for the Cobra attack helicopter.
Aren't you though? Aren't you?
Toy Cobra attack. Oh, there we go. Now these. Okay, now I gotta do GI Joe. For fuck's sake. I didn't think about. They're gonna have. Here it is. This one. Haha. Finally found it. This was my toy, Jack. And for those of you, wait, I gotta make sure it doesn't have my address and shit on the screen. Not that it matters anymore. Share. Okay, this was one I had. It had none of this stuff at the bottom here. And it had no propeller.
Oh, yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah.
I never had one of those, but $44. What a ripoff.
The Cobra Fang, yeah.
I wish they'd re-release this stuff so I could buy it and then get to play with it again. Because I don't want to pay these outrageous prices.
I love that toy, even though it was broken as fuck. You know what we need to do, Jack? We need to start going to kids' yard sales.
Apparently. But all they have is garbage new toys. Like every now and then you'll find like a cool looking Superman figure or something, but I'm old. I want to play with the toys I had.
Right. Pyra says Power Rangers and Legos were my toys. Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing. I mean, it's generational.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're younger than us, Pyrus. Excuse me. What? And it was right in front of a giant tooth-filled vagina. What? I don't even want to know what's going on there. My little brother has a G.I. Joe fort thing with a big-ass gun in it. Is it the 3-part gray one? That would be the their base, the G.I. Joe base. My brother got that for Christmas one year. Although I think I played with it more than he did. It had room. The Jeep would go in there, and it had a little lift in there so you could work on the Jeep.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Had a lot of fun with that thing.
Yeah, I never had one of those.
Well, when our farm burned down up here, I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
My parents got an insurance check for it. Instead of rebuilding the farm, they just, used the money for things that they needed. And they gave us a very nice Christmas that year. That's when I got my Voltron.
Oh, cool.
They didn't have the Voltron I wanted, though. I got the car one.
Oh, yeah.
Which was fine. I mean, it's still a Voltron, but the cat one was the cool one.
Yeah, the car one's actually harder to find these days, I think.
It had a lot more pieces, but some of the pieces were like okay, the cat one comes apart and you got 5 cats. The car one comes apart and not all of them look like cars, Jack.
Yeah.
One of them looked like a toaster. I'm not kidding.
Did it shoot little toasts out?
No, well, the top of it was flat. There was no places for toast to go in it, but otherwise it looked like a toaster. I'm like, great. All right. Like an old toaster too, like from the 60s, just rounded, and it had wheels on the bottom, and that was a car. I'm like,
Was that like SpongeBob's car?
yeah. Yeah, I think that was like the belt or something of it. I can't remember. I took that thing apart and put it back together so many times. You'd think I would remember, but no. Anyhow, we are at the 2:06 mark. Let's wrap it up here, Jack.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for hanging out. Thank you for your generosity. You guys are amazing. And thank you for the support, all of it. Whether you're watching, whether you're sharing, whether you're able to donate, all of it is important, and we really do appreciate it. Jack, is there anything you would like to show?
I also would like to reiterate that sentiment, but I will throw a link to a recent video in the chat. Thanks, guys, for the donations. You guys are always awesome, and we appreciate you guys showing up every time.
Indeed. George says, back to Fallout 4. That's going to be my intent. The storms are supposed to be completely out of here by 4:20 or by 4:30. We're coming up on 4:30. So hopefully the satellite's working again. Yeah, it just completely went out, Jack. Shit. So I'll try to get some more Fallout going in. But if not, guys, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this channel, Lords of the Night. Otherwise, for gaming, keep an eye on Twitter. And please go check out Ranting Monkey Games. I have several series already completed, and right now I'm working my way through Fallout 4. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Always a good time.
Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.